The change students asked me to uh, provide a tour for them that we normally do for our Bonner students, especially the first year students, where we take a tour of Greensboro. Uh, we believe it's very important that before you can do any type of service, before you can go into any type of community partnership, that you need to know about the community, about the people, and the history. And so that's what we did. We had some really great conversations during this time. We started this trip by looking at the housing in Greensboro, some of the $1 million homes, $2 million homes, and then just a couple of blocks away, places where we do service like Glen Haven, Pathways, which is a family homeless shelter. Um, One of the conversations that we had, this whole idea of African and African American, relations, especially here in Greensboro, where both groups are dealing with each other based on stereotypes. African kids are being made fun of in school, about them, coming from the jungle and things of that nature. We also started to talk about, as we went around to Avalon Trace, where we do service there with African immigrants, and there's just the whole idea of the interaction and how we should be working together. We also went down to what used to be Morningside Homes, and this was the site of the Klan Nazi rally. This was the site where several people were killed in broad daylight by Klan and Nazis. And we talked about that history. We talked about how some people want to move on and forget about that history, and how people are not into the concept of Sankofa, where you need to understand and know your history before you can move forward. We also drove around, and as we drove around from northwest Greensboro to northeast and southeast Greensboro, we saw the differences in the communities. We started to ask questions and have conversations about that. Why is it that there's not a Food Lion or a Harris Teeter within several blocks of, let's say, Smith Homes or someplace like that? Why is it that on the northwest side of town you've got 5, 6, 7 supermarkets within 5 minutes to where you live? We also talked about the whole idea of the leadership, especially the black leadership, and the whole idea of the talented 10th. And why is it that it does not seem as if the so-called talented 10th of Greensboro has not stepped up for the other 90th, if you would like to say, of Greensboro? People who